Okay, everybody. Hello and welcome. Thank you very much for being here once again with me in the sessions Ask the Expert. If you are watching this on the Zoom, you will be able to ask questions while while I present. Please make sure just to put the QA letters in front so I will know that it's a question just when I read them a little bit later. So hello to everybody also who is watching in our Facebook Live, which this is being broadcast. So if you don't want to appear in Facebook, this is the time to turn off your camera. Otherwise, I love to see all your faces laughing and enjoying a beautiful day like today. And what we are going to talk about today is a hidden treasure, although it's not that hidden, but is the city directories. It's part of the record collection on MyHeritage and not anymore 12.5 because right now is 12.64 billion billion historical records. Okay, so my name is Daniel Horowitz and I'm the genealogy expert at MyHeritage, normally lecturing in conferences, but since a couple of months ago, we are enjoying now this virtual space together, and I'm kind of like it. So even if we go to the conference in person, I will keep doing this. I'm also in charge of being in contact with genealogy societies and media and bloggers. I'm dedicated to genealogy since 1986, and that's a long time ago, but I had the opportunity to be the a teacher and study guide editor of a family history project called Searching for My Roots, and that was in Venezuela, and I did that for 15 years. Today, if you don't know, I'm living in Israel already for almost 50 years, 15 years already. 14 of those I have been working on MyHeritage, but also volunteering my time to the IGRA, Israel Genealogy Research Association. Okay, and if you are not used to this as the experts, or if you are, you should know that we are going to jump right into the website. And today, I'm not going only to myheritage.com. This is probably one of the first tricks I'm going to give you, and I have a lot for you today, /research. Okay, this will take you directly into the search engine of MyHeritage. Of course, that you could always just go into the menu research and click over there, and that will also bring you to the new search engine that we have designed especially for you to make just much easier for you to find the records. Now, normally you will go and write here the first name and the last name of the person that you are looking, but today I want to focus all your attention into the directories. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go to the middle part of the screen here, and you will see this arrow that will take us to the right. I'm going to click it once, and I'm going to see other categories. I'm going to click it twice because right here, I'm going to find the directories, guides, and reference book. Now, I have already prepared a few of the screens, so everything will go smoothly today, hopefully. And this is the page of the directories, guides, and references. As you can see on the right side of the screen, and this is still a little bit the old design, but we already have people working to improve this. We have not only US, but we have almost from all over the world genealogy magazines, local guides, a reference book. We have a lot of material under this collection, especially for you. Okay, and yes, I clicked the wrong button, of course. Now, what I wanted to click today is the US city directories. And I really envy all of you who have relatives or a lot of relatives in the US, because this collection is beautiful. I have just a couple of people, just one branch that went to the US early in the 1900s, and I have been very successful finding them in the city directories. Now, it's not quite easy to find them if you don't know a few tricks. For example, I'm going to use an example of a person that his name is Alfred Albert. And I have to admit, I am not sure which one is his first name or his giving name and which one is his surname. I'm going to try my luck and I'm going to try to find him here. So immediately MyHeritage is going to start giving me results. I will keep always on the top part of the search engine the information in the form that I just put in. On the left side, you will see that I could go back to the directory category or the upper category, which is directories, guides, and reference, or I can even go back to the all categories and to different categories. Let's say that you want suddenly to take birth, marriage, and death, or you want to go to immigration or military. You can just simply navigate the categories by clicking on their names right here. In the center of the screen, you're going to see the different results for Alfred Albert or Albert Alfred. Again, not sure which one is this guy. And for sure, you can see that there is a lot of people with that name on the records. You will see that there is an icon here that will tell you that this is actually coming from a record. We have a different icon for a family tree. And it doesn't matter how deep I go into the page, the categories will stay and the upper banner will also stay. In here, if you know the residence, place, and date, you could add it, and that will definitely filter and reduce the amount of results that you are going to get. Also, if you know a specific area or a specific publication where you heard about your relative, you could use that. Or, well, we have a few other details that you could use to refine your search. Now, you will not find here, for example, parents or spouses, because normally that is not the information that those city directories will have. So that doesn't help you a lot. A spouse, actually, it will, but not the parents, and not furthermore than the birth year, okay, because will not see those in this collection. Now, in here, I'm going to just refine the search. And what I did is I added 78 Gladys. And this is the address of the guy that I'm actually looking for. And I am actually also marking that this place must match. Because if I say place doesn't need too much, I'm going to get also a lot of results. Probably the first one is going to match, as you have here, but then all the others are going to be the other Alfreds or Alberts that I'm looking. The place is not going to be used like strictly that needs to appear. So this is my guy, or at least it looks like this is my guy. And if I go into the details, I will be able to see more information. I have the name, I have the residence, and you here can start seeing and analyzing the beauty of this collection in MyHeritage, because we're telling you that this guy was in this place from 1912 to 1959. Now that is a lot of years. This was in San Francisco. The address is 78 Gladys, as we said. Now, in the residence status, that is also a very interesting detail. MyHeritage is telling me both that he is renting and he is a homeowner. How can that be possible? You cannot rent and be your homeowner at the same time unless you're doing something weird with taxes. I'm not going there. But you can infer already from here that he started to rent the location and then later on he acquired the property. We also know, or at least we imply, that he was married with Mary, and that approximately in 1914 is when that happened. And then we can assume or imply that he died in 1959. Now, how MyHeritage knows all this? Well, because we found him not only in one, not only in two, I didn't count it, but I think that we have here at least 20 or 30 different um, city directories here. And in each one, you can see the information that appears here. So here he's Alfred, okay, in the address, and then Albert Alfred in the address. Suddenly in 1914, I have Mary. Okay, and that's why we assume or we imply that Mary is the wife. And you see that the first 2 years he rented, but by the time he decided to settle up and married with Mary, now he become the homeowner. How do I know that? Because there is an H. So not only we imply things based on the information, but we are intelligent enough to understand that that H in that location means homeowner. The R will mean rent. Now, for some reason, then in 17, he became back rented. And then in 27, he bought the property again. I have no idea what this dude has been doing in this address, but you could do and learn more about this very easily. Now, of course, after 59, we don't find him anymore, and then we can imply that the guy is dead, although that is not necessarily the case. Now, below all this, you will find the image. And in the image, you will be able to zoom in and see how the image says and shows the record. So this is the image for the first one. How do I know this? Because here is the first one which is highlighted. If I will highlight the one in 1919, okay, whenever I click over there, the image will change. And now I am seeing the record in 1919. Now, just for you to understand a little bit of the intelligence that MyHeritage had to put in this, you see that Alfred is actually the second listing in the image. And the name Albert, which now I know is the last name, is actually Dito, or just put the quote marks over there. And we understood that all these quote marks over here made this the last name, so we can infer that this is our Albert Alfred, still married with Marie, and he is renting the property. Below this, you will have all the different sources where we found, and now it's clear. You see, first one, the publisher was H.S. Crocker, and then it became Crocker and Langley Directory, and then probably it was acquired by other group, and the directory use simply changed. Okay, now this is all very interesting. This is all very nice, but I already know a few questions that you have in your mind, and you should. What I mean is you should look into other people living in that same place because families always wanted to be together. How do I do that? Very easy. I just click below what it says the address, 78 Gladys, and this will open a new tab with a new search. I can still go back to Albert here, and it will give me only the results for the residence. The residence, you will see that it's complete here, 78 Gladys in San Francisco, California, United States. So now I have all the directories with all the people that mention this guy and other people living here. Now remember, last name, we figure out it was Albert, the last name, and we know that Mary is actually the spouse of Alfred. But interesting, I have a Leopold Albert, which may be related to Alfred and Marie. Okay, just because they have the same last name and they are living in the same place. And definitely Albert is not kind of a common name. If the name will be Smith, okay, I will probably not dedicate time to this. So a lot of people are asking how you can get the list of everybody living in an address. This is a way. You simply fill the place of residence with the address and you can search. And by the way, you could do this manually as well. Okay. Then I run another search here, in this case by Lillian Trainer. And I know, because I have some records of her, I was not sure about the address, the state, or the place. I am just using the name, I'm sorry, the number of the address. And that was enough for MyHeritage to find her. Actually, this is the only one. Oh, I'm sorry. I also use Florida as the state because I actually was getting a lot of records over there. So Florida and the number gave me the right person. And here I have Lillian Trainer, and I know not only the full address and the marriages. And look what nice thing MyHeritage has here. Just because we have all the information from 1931 to 1936, we also can imply that she actually married twice. She was married with Thomas at least before 31, and then between 33 and 35, which is the information we have here, she was married to Murray. So again, you could imply that Thomas either divorced or died. Well, depending on the year we're talking, pretty sure he died. Divorces didn't exist as we go today. But look how nice. I also know where she is working. And I have, um, I'm reading here in the questions, and I know I received a question before, like, this is the workplace. Could this will work if I will search only for that, the workplace, in the city directories? So the answer is yes, it will. You can see that here I have done a search only with FLA, which is Florida National Bank, and I get all the people that actually was working in this place in the Florida National Bank in the different years. So you could try to see coworkers, and why not? Maybe you will discover a very nice story that Marie probably married a coworker after a few years. You never know. Interesting stories that you can find over there. Okay, as you can see, you will find a lot of information here. I'm going back to Lillian, okay, just to let you know that here in the upper right corner of the image, you have this icon that will show you the image full screen, and always you are able to download this image to your computer and have it as a backup with no problem. Or you could also, right from here, you could save this into your family tree. And let's see, yes. So if I will start typing the name, I will see all the people matching my family tree until I look for the person and just save the record to that person. Is that easy? Now, a few more details and secrets that I have for you. Let me make sure. Yes. How I know so much about the US city directories if I haven't used them as much as I would like? Well, I just went into the MyHeritage blog and I looked for the post that is talking about the US city directories. And this was, I think, from, yes, February 28th this year, right before all the pandemic started or was starting. In here, you can have a very good guide of how to work with the city directories and all the technology that we applied and how to analyze and see this collection. Okay. Another thing that I actually starting to do is I went into my family tree. Under the family tree tab, I clicked on the more and I choose the pedigree map. This gave me a list of all the places that are mentioned in my family tree. I selected in this case the state of New York. You can see that this branch of the family was around New York a lot. And I just copy and paste the addresses that I have in New York into the search engine with the last name of the people in order to try to find them right here. And yes, this map is totally interactive. I can see where they are and what is the address. And I can also see what happened in this address. So if they were mentioned in the 1940 census in this address, chances are that I will find them also in the city directories. Okay, I see a few questions already in the panel, and I would love if you can keep them coming. I also see some comments, and thank you very much, everybody, for participating. I think that this is a great way to share the knowledge between everybody. And if I need to share knowledge with you, I'm going to do it in the best way possible. In the chat, I have put a few URLs that will be useful for you. And among my announcements is probably just a reminder that MyHeritage, a couple of weeks ago already, time flies when you're having fun, released a partnership with a company called Mixtiles. I already ordered mine. All what I had to do is go to the photos on my website, select which ones I wanted and the frame that I wanted, and order it. And hopefully they will arrive very soon. Yes, even here to Israel, because they deliver all over the world. I'm just saying, you know, holidays are coming. So probably this is a very good gift that you want to give to your relative. You don't have to, but if you have a colorized or an enhanced image on MyHeritage, you could use that image also to be printed and just decorate your home with your family history. We also last week released a very special collection, New Region Church Records. And I know half of you are already saying, okay, I don't have anything to look over there because they are church records. Well, I have found a lot of non-Catholic or non-Christian people in that collection. Yes, also Jews are there because the church had to record everybody in the country in those years. According to my friend Mike Mansfield, who is the expert on this collection, 90% of the people who have ancestors in Norway will find somebody in this collection. Now, let me give you a heads up, and I hope my boss will allow me, because tomorrow we are releasing a wonderful collection of 14 million records. And yes, I cannot tell you more about that. You will need to keep an eye open on social media. MyHeritage is not stopping just because of the current situation. And because we want to give you all the possible records available, we are giving all the death records for free between October 29 and November 2nd. US celebrates Halloween, so let's celebrate as we should with a little bit of genealogy. So mark your calendars because this is what is coming. FamilyTreeWebinars.com is the place if you want to watch webinars about MyHeritage or genealogy in general. As the experts, as always, every Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And yes, I know clocks are about to change. No worries. You just need to be sure 1 p.m. New York time. I'm going to stick to that time no matter if you change times or I change times. It's going to be much easier. Just make sure that you visit the URL and you register if you want to be here in our Zoom session, or just jump into our or my Facebook page where we are broadcasting this as well. And finally, the MyHeritage Knowledge Base is the place where you could be reading articles, watching webinars or recordings, also previous one from the Ask the Expert, and where this recording is going to appear also very soon. So write down the address, education.myheritage.com. You don't need to register. It's totally free and available for all of you. Okay, so if you're here in the Zoom, I'm going to answer your question right away. If you are in the Facebook Live, or if you're watching this as a recording and you have a question, you're more than welcome to go to the FAQ or frequent asked question page on MyHeritage. That's myheritage.com/help. And I'm sure you will find over there all the answers that you need. Let me go very fast over the chat and then we will open the microphones. Can you apply that to the street to find the neighbors? Ellen, I think I answered your question. How comes there is no occupation for Alfred, is asking Barbara. Barbara, I'm not sure. Probably sometimes the occupation didn't appear exactly on the line where the person was mentioned. Those city directories, remember, this is before the phone, so probably this is the only list of people living in a place, not necessarily working. Just by having a farm, you will be listed over there. Mark, thank you very much for enlightening everybody with the different letters. Yeah, H is for homeowner, R is for residence, not for relative. Yeah, and B is for boarding. I agree. The US record last term widow. Yes, sometimes they have Sandy, they have the widow. Oh, very important. Barbara is also asking if you need a paid subscription to access the city directories. And yes, Barbara, you're right. You need either a complete subscription or a data subscription that will give you access to the records. And let me see, city directories available for other countries. Well, we have a few, Annette, for different countries. You will need to check in your specific country or the country where you are looking for. And then the last question I have here is the release tomorrow. You really want to get me in troubles. Is tomorrow, guys, not today, tomorrow. Yes, and I know that the world is round and today is tomorrow already in some places. it's tomorrow. Wherever you are tomorrow, that's when tomorrow is. Okay. Can just mean home on a listing that lists the workplace first. Harriet, I don't know. I don't think so. I think that most of the age is for homeowners. Cassandra, you have a question about the difference with the library editions. Cassandra, you want to open your microphone and explain me exactly what are you referring to?
Hi.
Hi, Cassandra.
Some of the libraries over here have a MyHeritage Library Edition.
Okay.
And so you mentioned what's available on the subscription level.
Okay.
So I was thinking that the library edition would have the databases, but not the trees.
Actually, yes. The library edition will have all the records. That's perfectly fine. And yes, the city directories will, newspapers, any record will appear in the library edition. The library edition, it's like the same search engine that I show you here, but you will not have the part of the family tree or the ability to add a family tree or people to your family. Okay. Anybody else have a question? You want to open the microphone?
Yes, I do. My name is Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. Yes.
Hi. I just typed it in the Q&A, but I'll ask you. I noticed on Alfred Albert's records, most of them had the code COND. What does that mean, and would it be his occupation?
Okay. You want me to be sincere?
Yes, of course.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I know a few secrets, but I don't know all the secrets. Well, actually, what I didn't show you, and probably that will help you, because, one second, I need to,
condominium, maybe?
yes, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to disable something here. And okay, I can not do that now. But what I forgot to mention is that the city directory is paginated. In this case, this is page 57 from 1032. So probably what will be very helpful is to go here to page 1 and simply zoom in and try to look for what I'm sure, if I am a good student from Mike, you should have someplace here the list of, this is the list of streets, but I think that in some places they also have a list of the abbreviations used on the directory, right? Virgilio, am I right?
Yes, you are right.
Okay, thank you very much. So I see here index of content, places. You will need to go. This is already the people. Look here. So you will need to look more closely, but I'm pretty sure that either on the first or the last page, someplace they will let you know what is the letters or the abbreviations that they used. Okay, yeah, I see a lot of information here, but yeah, I don't see it here, but yeah, it should be there, Sherry. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, my pleasure.
I have a
Mark.
question.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
sorry.
go ahead. No, I just wanted to thank Mark because he's being very active here, offering some definitions from the R.L. Paul directories in the collection. Excellent, thank you very much. I'm pretty sure they are there and we have them. So I will not do anything with it, but yeah, thank you very much. Cassandra, you had a question?
Yes, maps. Could you show us how to go to the map section and save it? I want to use it with Google Earth and layer old with new.
Okay, so
Thank you.
to use this, you need to go into family tree and then pedigree map. And then you can select a specific person, or if you want ancestors, descendants on different places. You will not be able to save this information or export it to Google Earth. So unfortunately, you will need to just copy paste and extract everything manually and put it into Google Earth over there. Okay. I have time for one more question. Jan Francine, I see you there in your porch as every Thursday. Yes, how can I help you?
Well, like many of you, I'm a multitasker. And so while you were talking, I was looking up city directories of a great grandfather. And actually, my mother. So I'm looking up the name of Morris Bloom. And I mentioned the 4 locations that I knew that he had resided from 1884 through his death in 1924. And so I mentioned the cities, but instead I'm getting 1,053 different citations. Is it possible to narrow those down to just the locations I'm looking for?
Well, you need to remember to mark or to check where it says place must match. Okay, in this case, you see how I have 271 results for this person. But if I check place must match, I'm going to bring only one result, because there's only
Okay.
one person that actually was living in this address.
Okay, so I have to go back in the search and do place must match, and then it will narrow down to those 4 cities.
That's right. Like, you need to go city by city.
Oh, city by city. Okay.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Don't put the 4 cities over there, because there is no place that it's called those 4 cities.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
use one by one.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay, so thank you all for being here today. I look forward to see you the next Thursday at, again, 1 p.m. New York time, whatever time will be in whatever place you are. In the meantime, please take very good care of you and your family, and why not just do a little bit more of genealogy. Goodbye, everybody, and have a wonderful weekend.